Welcome to another episode of the Underground Podcast. I think it's been a month since we did our last podcast, but I want to be very sure to you guys that we are still alive, not dead yet. So today episode we are going to talk about Offkai. Why Offkai? Because when I was asking people what they want to hear on the podcast, everyone say that they want to know more about Offkai, either Offkai in specific. So I think me and so today with me is Graydon and Eiffel on the show. Hi guys.
Hello.
Yeah.
Ni hao.
So all of us actually attend before Offkai, right? But I think
Yes.
mostly is the overseas side of Kai. So just a context of what Offkai means for people who never heard the word before. Offkai is actually means offline meetings. And the meaning of Offkai is actually offline meeting for people who normally interact online but get to do a face-to-face meeting. But in either context, I think it's a different thing. Because going to live and so on is really considered offline, right? So
True. Offline.
correct, right?
No.
Correct, right?
No.
So the off-kai word in either context has really changed. It's more of outside of life or event. It's an interaction chance for fans to meet up with their idol close. And it's usually in an environment that's more relaxed compared to, when you are
Live houses.
idol. Yeah, correct. It's definitely a different environment. So let's start to talk about it. I think we all attend oversea Offkai before, right?
Yes,
So maybe
sir.
Eiffel and Greadon can tell me like where do you usually attend the Offkai in which country?
I feel you go first.
Okay, for me, I think I only have one off experience.
Oh,
it
you
was
only
at-
have one?
yeah,
Oh,
one
I
only.
thought you have more than one actually.
No.
No. Okay.
Because more of also because of well, the main thing is because my Japanese ability is limited, so that's also the other thing. I didn't really plan to go because it's.
okay.
I think to give people more context about Offkai is that
Mhm.
Offkai tends to come in a wide variety of variations.
Mhm.
Especially like in the setting, because if you look at Offkai, there are multiple. So some is like you can just go play bowling with them. Some is you go
Yeah,
have a meal with them. Some is even at the maid
correct.
cafe. So and usually these Offkais all tend to last 2-3 hours ish
Correct.
around there. And great and correct, right? 2-3 hours around there.
Yeah, it depends on the.
Some is more
Usually
shorter, to be
yeah,
honest.
usually 1 to 2 hours.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. But depending on what the agenda is, it can last up to 3 hours. Like for example, if they hold like maybe a tour at a rural village and all,
Yeah.
which has happened. So there's a wide variety for Offkai, and like what Jun said, it tends to be very relaxed.
Yep.
Very very chill in
Yep.
fact. So
Yes.
anything goes, right?
I wouldn't say anything goes, but
For the most part.
For my context, I will say everything goes. Like, cause yeah. Cause
anything goes actually means something else. So we better don't say it's anything goes because the management is still there. The manager is still
not
working
wrong,
closely, right?
Not wrong.
If you say anything goes means you can,
People might get the wrong idea. People might get the wrong idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So
but
who's listening in, just to clarify, okay, it's not anything goes. You cannot touch your idol. Okay.
Yes, that is true.
Yes, let's make that very clear.
Okay, we must make it very clear. The manager and staff are there. Okay,
Yes,
so you
sir.
don't think you can touch your idol in an off-kai setting. Okay, when we talk about relax means, no, they are usually off work mode, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
they're not on they're not at the idle life.
They're not at a live house. There's no high energy.
Yeah,
so we better make this clear first before we.
Let's make this distinction very clear.
Yeah.
Yes. Before
for which country you attend?
Thailand.
Thailand. So you went once.
Yeah.
Which group?
Festival.
Festival.
I think that was the first one. Yeah. Honestly, it was pretty overwhelming
Why is it overwhelming?
because I've never attended these type of events before. Like like sort of a meet and greet.
So it's like
setting.
your very first time.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard
Ultimate.
of these type of events like in other in other like genre, in other like entertainment industries. They have this style like like private meet and greet, something like Offkai.
Yeah, yeah.
All of them do, but in terms of like being so accessible,
Mm-hmm.
and okay, the other thing that I think we need to mention that you cannot really do anything, but in general, the staff and everyone or while they are monitoring you,
Yes.
the conversation all is a lot wider because you don't have a time restriction anymore.
Mm,
That's not
correct.
wrong.
Yeah,
Correct.
you don't really have a time restriction because I mean, come on, you 1 to 2 hours. That's like a god's gift if you think about it, especially if you're talking to your mushi for like 1 to 2 hours straight.
Yep. Yep.
So it was very overwhelming because and that was when I just got into Chica as well. So I got pulled in like
Suddenly,
immediately. Not even suddenly. It was like I remember it was like a bunch of people just like, hey, the
Hey.
offline's happening soon. Do you want to go or not? I was like,
Sure, why not?
okay, sure, why not? The thing is,
Yeah.
it's overwhelming because when you go in, the first thing that comes to your mind is, I had to make sure that I was not in a fever dream.
Ah, yeah. Correct.
Especially if it's your first time, you'll be like, wait, this doesn't feel right.
What do you mean by it? It doesn't feel right.
No, because you think about it, especially in the connotation of idol, like, okay, this is a bit weird to say, but the cost of it was not astronomical.
Ah, okay.
Like compared to I think Greater, you know what I mean as well for like
I mean, technically speaking, you're comparing it to K-pop
no, I'm not comparing it to just K-pop K-pop as well. I'm comparing it to all other
general
types
lah.
of meet and greets, like these type of private meet and greet
General,
style.
general.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
private
Booking
meet and greets because the cost is much lesser because I
Okay.
remember
So
back in
to talk about the cost wise, right?
yeah,
What's the price range when you all go for the off kai that time?
it depends because okay, for overseas one, I think Graydon can say better because he's been to more.
I mean, yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
what
Graydon, the
is the
price is what
general?
usually.
I've been to Thailand and Okinawa. I've not been to Tokyo one, but I think roughly the price range for Okinawa was about 120 12,000 yen, I think.
12,000 yen.
I
Okay.
think I forgot already. I
So
honestly forgot already.
the
It was
Thailand
roughly
one
that, right?
was
The Thailand one was 400 was it 3,000
About
3,000 baht
yeah,
plus
about that.
minus
It was about 3,000
plus
baht plus
minus?
minus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so is it around the same as the Japan one? I mean conversion wise.
I mean
It depends on
Thailand would be tend to be more cheaper, I guess.
a bit cheaper, a little bit
Because
Ah,
cheaper.
you're
okay.
comparing okay, if you're using Singapore dollar to compare, Thai is like what 1 to 25 minimally.
Yeah,
Then
about that.
meanwhile you're like comparing like SGD to Singapore Japanese it's like what's the rate now? 120 111.
Yeah, 111.
Yeah.
111.
I see. So what is the off? I mean, what is the kind of places that the off kai was held?
Uh Thailand it was at the restaurant behind the Don Don Donki.
Okay.
Honestly the food there was amazing. And then for
Oh, so what
Okinawa
kind of food is
was
that? What kind of food?
honestly if you ask me, I don't know the name but I can tell you I got pictures I got pictures lah, but I forgot the name
I
already.
still remember my off is the food. Actually, the
Yeah.
food is not that
Okay,
surprising.
so am I right to say that offline, not offline, overseas off kai, right?
Yeah.
Usually held in restaurant kind of
Yes.
settings.
Okay,
Yes.
most of the time is restaurant, yes. Most of the time.
So
Yeah.
so
Because
when is there any other or mostly just
there
restaurant?
is I mean there are
The
other
cafes.
kinds lah, yeah, cafes. You got your
Cafes.
you got your
Yeah.
Siam Door cafe, you know.
Uh-huh.
Then you got your
Karaoke bar.
yeah, so basically either bar, make cafes, or then you got some of your like overseas, like imagine they go to other prefectures, then instead of a
Mhm.
offkai, they have something like a period plucking grapes and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to call them Budokai, you get it?
What?
Budokai, cause
Budokai. Grape.
you
Grape.
get me? Yeah, great.
Great
Yeah,
event.
yeah.
Great event.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
Okay.
think
So,
my Offkai I remember because it was on the boat.
oh, yours is on the boat, but it's
Yeah.
also a restaurant, right?
No, it was a buffet. So they
Okay.
got
So,
a buffet
Cruise,
already.
so it's
Yeah.
a boat, but they order buffet catering on
Yeah,
the
there
boat
was
itself.
catering and everything. No, I think that's probably why it added to why it was so overwhelming. Because it was a boat and we were in the boat for almost 3 hours.
Correct.
And then
Oh,
you're like,
that's a very good environment to my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah, imagine and that's your first Offkai. You're like, wait a minute, this was a few right?
So we drive deeper into it. So
Yeah.
inside, right? How's the sitting arrangement like?
Offkai. Oh, okay.
I mean, you all will be
Um,
eating together, right? So how is it the sitting arrangement will be looking like?
so for Offkai in general, what they tend to do is so usually Offkai because it's like it's a group of fans. And usually, if you
Okay.
go there, you'll go with your your friends and all that as well, because you all like the same group, then you all go together, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So what will happen then? I think Graydon's and June, I think you both know this also. So what they will do for people who don't know, basically, you all will sit according to table. Most of the time, you all will sit with together with your friends, so that way it's not awkward, especially if you don't know
Oh,
all
so
most of the
you're
fans.
sitting with your friends, but not. I mean, you're not sitting with your favorite idols.
I'm gonna get to that part.
Okay.
Yeah, and so usually for most of guys, what they will do is that the idols will
Mm-hmm.
they'll rotate around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rotating.
Oh,
so
so they won't stay at one place, lah.
they will be every 15 minutes to half an hour, depending on how much time they have.
Oh wait, I think this applies to one of the Offkai. The other Offkai, I think for me is the one at Okinawa. So
Mhm.
like your favorite, so you see your
Oh,
favorite.
this one just to
Yeah, the
clarify
sitting
for
arrangement.
people who is listening. This is Japan Offkai, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so you can continue. Yeah.
So for my Okinawa's one,
Yep.
so whoever like the idol, because my idol has my group member has about 8 people. So they were given 8 tables lah. Then
Mhm.
in this 8 table, you're given 8 table, 8 idol lor. Then your favorite idol you see your favorite idol lah.
Okay. So it's your
Then
Oshi, correct? Your Oshi
yeah, your
member.
Aoshi lah.
Okay.
Mm,
They will not switch places because I think the idol also a bit lazy to move and
Yeah.
let them have their break.
So you're trying to say that the one in Okinawa is the idol won't rotate.
Yeah, the idol won't rotate. So if let's say I want to go to another idol, I will change or rather I will swap with someone. That is, give me some time with with these idols.
I see. So there's no rotation involved
Yeah.
in the one that
And
you went for lah.
the one I went for Okinawa.
So in Thailand one there's rotation happening.
Yes.
either will rotate. That's
Because
how
I think
Idol.
I think for in Thailand point of view, the fans are lesser compared to Japan. So if then and subsequently you don't really see a lot of fans there, so they gotta rotate and interact with the other open up don't put all your eggs in one basket in sort of situation.
Okay.
Mhm.
Am I right to say that because also they do not know whether some are new fans and then they haven't decided your Oshi yet,
Yes.
right? So yeah. So they got chance to actually meet all and then maybe by that time they will decide who is their Oshi, correct?
Maybe get some Oshi hands along the way, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
In
So
Thailand, it happens a lot. Honestly, in Thailand.
yeah. So for my case, right, even though I asked you all, but actually I also experienced Offkai before. In a different type of setting.
Come.
In
Share your
Thailand, it's
experience.
actually a night market. So there's a
Okay.
walk around the night market, right? So for my case, right, when I went for Angel Rev that time, there was a night market of Kai. So the night market of Kai is actually you go to the night market and then you'll be separated into groups. Okay. So
Okay.
when you separate into groups, is actually you are only following your Oshi. So it's the same
Okay.
as your so-called Okinawa one, right?
So sort of like you're quote unquote disturbing them lah.
not
Not really
No.
telling them, but like it's part of the part of the package. But like imagine they walking around that you like shopping with them or shopping date.
correct. You just follow along
Mm.
with them, but the group of people is actually your Oshi and
Your
her own fans lah.
Yeah.
Correct. So there is no switching around unless. But I will tell you, there's an exception. Only happens on me. Okay, because in Angel Rev I have two Oshis.
Okay.
Okay, so the problem is, right, if you can only follow one Oshi in this kind of setting, right,
Not wrong.
how to go about it? Y'all can guess how.
I think we'll just leave it open for interpretation. Huh?
Okay, so I'll tell you how. This one is they arrange it for me. It's a special arrangement because my Oshi talked to my another Oshi, and they told me that I can go half. So by right, yes, correct. So by right, actually, there's no switching around because because you don't know where the other group went, right? If you want to,
not wrong.
yeah. So they have discussed. My both Oshi discussed with each other, and they say that they allow me to go half. That means I can follow one for the half, then the other half I can follow the other. But I can tell you, actually, it was very difficult.
Very difficult at end lah.
Yeah, because when I stick to one, it is very hard for me to find the other one because I don't know where they went.
Not wrong.
Not wrong.
So
Not
even
wrong.
though
Man's lost.
correct. So even though they give me this special arrangement, right, but I spend less time.
It's not played towards your
to my
towards
advantage.
your advantage lah.
Yeah. So, but the night market experience is you will follow your idol, but I can tell you that they actually didn't do much walking because it rained suddenly.
Wow.
And then the idols suddenly say want to eat. So it become eating instead of walking.
Eating instead of shopping.
Yeah, so in the end it's nothing different, right? It become like, everyone sit down and start to eat. Because it's raining also. So yeah. It wasn't like a night market kind of thing.
But still, I like how they give you this like Archie, Betty, Veronica type of arrangement. Just like,
honestly, when you mentioned the night market, right?
Yeah.
I kind of had the same how do I say same experience.
Okay. So you got something else other than restaurant settings lah.
Yeah. So previously back during the Thailand Offkai.
Mm-hmm.
So before the Thailand Offkai, they had the night market kind of a scenario lah. So it was a last minute thing. So like they were like, oh, come find us. We are at this night market. Then we were like, okay, sure, we'll come and find you. Then because he said whoever finds them already will have a chance to take 2 shots with them using a phone.
Okay, so just to ask,
yeah,
when they say ask you to find them so that you can get a chance to take your 2 shots.
Yeah.
Means what? Means they will hide, then you will need to find them.
No, so
where's Waldo?
So they got their own the lucky bags where you buy those I forgot what's the Japanese term for it, but I know those lucky bags where you buy, then they'll Fukubukuro, that's the team. So basically the idols are shopping for those lah. Then if you manage to find them while they are shopping, you're able to take a 2 shot with them. Then subsequently, whoever you want to buy at the night market and you want to pass it to them, like either as a gift or as a I don't know lah. Yeah, you are able to do so.
So you can just buy things for them.
Yeah. Like buy food, buy drinks, buy whatever lah, hair accessories, girls like hair accessories and all that stuff. So in this scenario, I went to bank on the chance lah. Because I was there. So the event starts around 8. But we were there roughly, me and my friend was there roughly 7:45.
Early, okay.
Then early. So out of nowhere, we were like walking, we were like exploring lah. Then we were asking each other, how are we going to identify our idols? Then it like makes no sense. The market is very huge. You gotta understand that.
Yes.
So what did we do? We just walk around, just to find the most out of place girls there. Because you gotta understand that all my idols are very small in size.
Yep.
So it's very they stand out too easily already. So the moment we walk for 3 minutes only, we found
Yeah.
3 of them already.
Yeah.
Then
And they
there
will
is
speak out like a sore thumb in Thailand anyway.
in
So.
in
Yeah.
their, and then when they come talk to me, they're like, you found out so fast, ah? Then I'm like, yeah, obviously. You're stick out like a sore thumb. Why wouldn't I find you?
Okay.
Then
Okay.
after that, we were like asking like, hey, come on, take 2 shots. I said, no, haven't start yet. The event start at 8 o'clock. We are following the rules. Without rules,
Wait, who following the rules? So the idol is following the
no,
rules.
the fans.
Oh, okay.
Oretachi. We are following the rules because if we don't follow the rules, we're not better than we're no better than animals.
Okay. Yeah, true.
Gotta respect that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we were like, okay, never mind, we'll find you again. Then 8 o'clock. Nice 8 o'clock. Oh, found another group. Yeah, take photo. But what I hated the most is that I couldn't find my Oshi.
Okay.
I could, cause so they were there for like an hour 30. I only found my Oshi at roughly the 45 minutes. I keep finding the rest. Then I'm like, where's my Oshi? I keep asking all the other members. Where's my Oshi?
This one feel like a game.
Yeah, it's a hide. It's more of a hide and seek.
It's like a game more than an Offkai.
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
does it feel like an episode of Running Man instead?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just went to my Oshi. I asked the other member, hey, have you seen my Oshi? Then they're like, I've not seen it yet. I'm like, huh? Why you haven't seen it? What you mean? You all never go? It's like, say where will you all go, man? They're like, oh, never. And I'm like, oh my god.
And you never text each other like, hey, where you
yeah.
all now?
Yeah. So at the end, I'm just, okay, I shall just go and find myself lah. Then for the next 45 minutes, I'm just like searching for her. Where are you? Where are you?
So you didn't manage to.
Yeah, I managed to find. Then I bought her some stupid looking hair product, which was a meme, and she loved it. So I'm all about memeing her.
So we talk something deeper again, because do you all agree that doing Offkai, you will be able to actually really see the side of your Oshi or either other idol also?
Honestly,
the more different side of them.
Honestly, I say it depends, but in my opinion, I'll say no.
I like Greater go first on this one.
Yeah, because honestly, right, you see, they are technically speaking still in front of their fans. How are they acting different?
I mean,
yeah, sure, they can be more relaxed lah. But honestly, I don't think it will do much.
My different means, right, knowledge that you don't know that they actually do something that you don't know.
In this case, yes, I agree. It will be different.
So my meaning is actually, I clarify. My meaning is this. So, for example, right, wherever I see, I do not know what she likes to do sometimes, right? Because when you see your idol on stage, and then when you see your idol in Tukuten, for example, you will not know some things about them actually, unless they mention. But if they never really mention much, right, you also don't know, right?
Yeah, that I agree, because the time and space and the context doesn't fit well.
Because every time I see my idols, right, some of my Oshi, right, and they don't really mention online also, right?
Yeah.
I actually didn't know some of them actually very so-called drinker.
Like,
for example.
rather like a certain, I agree.
And then when come to Offkai, then they start to drink and so on, right? Then I was surprised. I won't say surprised until the start. Oh wow, she drink one. Oh, actually not to that stage, but because generally I don't see them mention. They don't mention, because some idol like to mention they drink. Yeah, some idol like to mention they drink, right? But some idol actually they drink, but they never mention online.
Keep it say so.
Correct. So it's like, so you were like, maybe some idol image is they don't drink or something like that, right? Because they don't mention, right?
Yeah.
But when come to Offkai, suddenly they drink, and then they were like,
I agree with you with all that.
Yeah. So this part, do you agree that there are some side of your idol that you do not know, but suddenly in Offkai you start to Oh, so she's like that.
In,
I'll let
in this
Graydon go
case,
first.
yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Because honestly, because I keep asking my Oshi what drinks or what food you like. But because
Mhm.
you haven't seen her drinking it or anything, you tend to forget. You get what I mean?
Right.
Because come on, Oshi is important, but at the same time your daily life work is also important. So you tend to prioritize your daily stuff rather than your Oshi stuff in real life. So in this context, you're like, what did she like? I kind of forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you see them eating or drinking it in real life, then oh wait, yeah, now I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, so for my one, she likes strawberries.
Mhm.
So yeah, I only found that out back in Thailand.
See, there's one
Yeah.
example. How about
Mm.
Eiffel?
Like in terms of this matter, right?
Correct.
Okay, in all honesty, for me personally, right?
Mhm.
I think so far because maybe I'm just lucky that my OGs for the most part on work and off work, right? They're
Yep.
mostly the same in terms of character.
Okay.
So I think that's the good part. And also because I haven't been to much Offkai, so I can't say much per se. But
Yep.
I think the main thing is about when you go Offkai, and especially because you can, especially if you can tell like when you're Oshi, for example, because one thing I noticed tend to be for especially the groups that I follow is that, which is very weird, but I noticed this, which is that usually by the end of Toku 10, like when they end the line, right,
Mhm.
most of them have an off switch.
Yes. Correct.
They have an off switch, and usually when they off switch, you can tell there's a 50-50 chance you wave at them, either you get no reaction or you get a reaction one. So usually if they
Okay.
give you a reaction, then you know, okay, they're maybe about the same, you get what I mean? Because some I noticed
Right.
when off switch
Right.
is really off switch all the way. Like the moment,
Your brain just shuts off.
like no, like basically it's like the
Like
moment
they don't care anymore.
they hear
Yeah.
Mamonaku,
Yeah.
then they just okay means I can shut
I
off. I
I
don't
am
really care.
done.
Because
Yes.
end of the
Yes.
day, we need to remember to Chika idols,
Mhm.
anything outside of their working hours, remember this is a job to them. It's not a lifestyle like other idol
Correct.
industries.
Correct.
So I think
Yes.
that's the one thing a lot of people need to remember.
Mm.
So if they are exactly the same as how they show themselves to be during Tokuten, more power to you, I guess, because that is the blessing part, right?
Yes.
And I think off car you can also really see whether are they really, like being genuine or not, whether their personality is real or not. I can say for Festive for
Yeah.
the most
Yeah.
part,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're all pretty much genuine. I'm not gonna name names, I'm not gonna name groups,
Okay.
but based
But man
on the
just did.
experience. No, it's definitely not about Festive. It's not about Festive. It's not about Festive. I can safely say it's not about
Yeah.
Festive.
Yeah. Okay.
But I've definitely heard stories where from both the Japanese and also like foreign fans where they go off Kai, they
Mhm.
Oshi so quick because they're so shocked by the difference in terms of the resu and also their personality.
That I agree. That I agree.
Like especially
Okay.
I remember there's this one where basically where I remember I heard his Oshi, he follow I think he like because the Oshi just joined the group. You know, okay,
Mhm.
she's cute, just follow. Then we're talking off Kai, okay, she's very nice and all that, and then like she jokes and all that. Then when she go off Kai,
Mm.
when you go off Kai, the switch when she's moving between table is very scary. Because
Oh.
like she doesn't control her expression.
Okay.
So like when she's like talking in front of people, she's like, oh, I like being here and all that and all. But then as she goes back in between tables,
Mhm.
excuse me, her face is very like shows a sign of annoyance.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Then the part
Okay.
that really threw him
Right.
off and made him
Right.
Oshihan on the spot,
Right.
really like he Oshihan on the spot was when they say that they were about to pull out. Cause okay, for those who don't know, usually for all off kais, they will do
Mm.
a final like Tokuten Kai where you can take checkies and all that.
Correct.
And usually before that, they'll let all the members regroup at like the staff table, basically.
Yes. Yes.
So the moment when the staff, the head manager basically said that,
Mhm.
she got up in an instant, like within a millisecond, just got up and just walked to the table
And left.
without saying a word.
Wow.
Yeah, she didn't say her bye or anything. She just left. And
Oh
my
my.
friend told me he changed Oshi at that point.
So I'm actually right to say that you'll see a different side of your
You might
Oshi, right?
you might basically experience the saying of
Correct.
don't ever be your heroes up close.
Correct. So I share one example that I also see a different side of my Oshi. This happened in Singapore. It's a Singapore Offkai. Okay, it's a Japanese group lah, but it's
They came to
it's a
Singapore.
Singapore Offkai. Yeah, correct. So the thing is that my Oshi has a very dark personality. Anyway, she no longer idol, but during that time, okay, she got a very very dark personality.
Dark
Ah,
meaning.
I was
Dark as
dark
in
means,
morbid
right?
or dark humor?
That means right on stage, and I mean working mode lah. That time, she will be like very innocent, cute idol. You know, like trying to show people that she's a cute and innocent girl, right?
Mm.
But there are times where people told me right that they see the how to say the
Another side.
correct the as I said the dark personality side, right? Because
The
I
mess
think they were doing some kind of I don't know, ballot or lucky draw kind of thing, right? So the winner will get I don't know what's that called. I think it's a poster or something, yeah, something like that. So like she's trying to draw the name and so on, right? But I think something happened that annoyed her, and she
Okay.
actually showed that in front of all the people who is there, all the fans who are there, that she's annoyed. So she give a very black face, and then she crushed the paper, and then she just throw it on the floor. Like that.
Damn. Okay.
So that was like everyone was shocked because
What the hell face?
because everyone don't never see that side of her before.
Okay.
Okay, but because definitely I think she was too used in an offline setting, right? So it's like it's very equal to off work mode really during that time.
Mm.
So she really showed that annoyance to people already. Then everyone see her face was like, wow, so scared, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually we do see a different side of the either maybe the more genuine side of the either
Actual true face.
correct in Offkai. And another experience is the same idol that I mentioned just now, right? Also, when she talked to me, it's also different. She actually complained to me about certain things I don't want to mention because it's related to the
So
country.
now, yeah.
So she actually mentioned something bad. Okay. And it's something very, very personal. Is you won't expect an idol to tell you this kind of thing because this is definitely not a topic where between fan and idol we'll talk about.
Okay.
But she tell me, so that was over in other country, not in
It's
Japan itself.
it's more of like a she trusts you
Correct. It's more like she trusts me, but she also let me see the more genuine side of her. That's like I mean, all along I didn't expect that she was like that. So when she said that word to me, I was really quite surprised. But of course, I didn't know Ocean because of that, because she's still nice. Okay, she's still nice, but she got that dark side of her also. Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's interesting because sometimes you really don't know.
Yeah, you don't see the dark side in,
and usually you also don't test the limit of your idol also, right?
Yeah, because you don't know them personally.
Yeah.
You don't know them personally, so you wouldn't go to like push their limits on like push their buttons.
Correct. So to everyone out there, remember, don't try to go overboard when it comes to interaction with your Oshi or your idols, because right, you really don't know deep inside them, right, what kind of person are they. Maybe some of your words might actually offend them, but you don't know only.
Yeah. And you might really get more bamboozled than you would expect.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you don't want to go until that part also, right? If not, you will get black. Okay, it's not an official blacklist or what, but in the person heart, right? Yeah,
you will get marked.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. So everyone needs to. I mean, I won't expect everyone to know how to read their own Oshi, because sometimes it's very hard to read them deeper if you only see them on stage, and then the interaction is always nice, right? And you don't really know, you really cannot see what kind of person are they.
Yeah,
But
I
as I
don't
say,
know.
Ofukai, right, is
Mm.
is really the setting where you can get to see more.
No, I think
Yeah.
also especially if your Oshi especially can really hide her body language very well,
Yes.
then I think that one is really the big trouble already because
I mean the Oshi that I mentioned just now was really good in hiding because
Yep.
really no one because you only show the cute and innocent kind of image to people, but really behind that cute and innocent image is another person. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
it's really like because if they can hide their body language, right, then
Yes,
you will have really no cue at all. And I think that honestly is quite scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
correct.
I mean, for starters, we're all humans.
Yeah.
But of course, some people will not be aware. So, they tend to thought that, oh, actually, I am very close to my idol. So I can actually,
Poke
go
them
beyond
and
the limit. But of course, you don't know what's the limit. You thought that, okay, we're so close, so it's okay for me to say, certain words or do certain action. But
sort of hurt
actually, you
them.
really don't know. Yeah, correct. I mean, so far, do you all feel that when you're interacting with your idols, right? Do you
Mm.
feel that you actually know that maybe there's a limit that you shouldn't cross, or you all along you thought that you're actually quite close with your Oshi, then you think that okay, maybe she can accept.
If we go first,
Mm-hmm.
if we go first,
Yeah.
Like sorry, I didn't catch the last part. What's the last part again?
So my question is actually the part where you interact with your idols, right? Do you feel that there's actually a certain line or limit that you shouldn't go past? Or
Oh,
you actually thought, okay, we close enough, then
I
you
think
know.
end of the day you need to remember that you're talking to someone
Yeah.
and there's always a line somewhere. It's just
Okay.
whether or not, in all honesty, how crazy are you willing to try and all right, let's see how far I can go before I get into trouble. If you have that mindset, then good luck, have fun. Because here's the hard thing: even if you cross the line, most idols, partially because of Japanese culture, they will not
Mhm.
tell you that you crossed the line also.
yeah,
Yes.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
but the staff will definitely know because let's be honest,
it's quite obvious.
no, and also because the staff can read the idol pretty well. And
Okay.
because remember, the key thing is that especially in Tokuten and Offkai,
Mhm.
their staff are still the minors at the end of the day. And most of the time, they are always attached. So anything, let's say, for example, let's say you talk to your Oshi, you
Mm.
push the boundary a bit, and let's say she's uncomfortable, she won't say it to you. But the
Right.
moment you turn and walk away, she can straight split turn her head and tell the staff, hey, he said something that I don't like.
Okay.
And that quick 5 seconds between you leaving her and her telling the staff that, right,
Mhm.
will have more impact on whatever you said in the past 3 months. Let's say the past 3 months you cheat her can
But
be
if
wiped out
you
just like
if
that.
you really reach the stage, means you really say something very nasty.
But
Am I
you
right to
never
say
know,
that?
cause it actually depends. Cause you never know. Maybe her mood was very off that day, or maybe hell, she might even be.
Oh, okay.
You get
Okay.
what I mean?
Okay.
Her
Yeah.
mood might be very off that day, or hell, if you're very unlucky,
Right.
she's having like her period come. Then like she's very moody in general because of the discomfort and all
PMS,
that.
PMS.
Yeah,
Like that, no
then
one is safe actually, right?
yeah, basically, is the thing is that even though like you might be close to them, just remember that you are still talking to a person
Uh-huh.
and you're paying for that, but you're not like her die close friend that she meets every single day like at school or something. So you need to remember that part.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try and push beyond like
Boundaries and all that
what
shit.
you can, because I think Graded and I, we've heard the experience before. Someone like he thought he was in that zone. Remember?
Man thought that he was I'll just say that man was in a lovely zone, he was kinda happy, then
Yeah, so
he said
so
something wrong.
so so the thing is that he actually will think that everything is okay because you know what in love with each
Yeah,
other,
Yeah.
nothing will happen between us. That kind of thoughts,
yeah,
is it?
Without reaction, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And
Understand.
I think the other thing also I need to point out, especially this is for Chika, especially in Japan, especially for Japan Idol interaction.
Mm.
Your words do mean a lot more compared to, especially in the Chika scene. Your words mean a lot. What you say can really have a much bigger impact than whatever you think. compared to other celebrities, like even be it in Japan or even in, like, for example, Korea or Singapore or even the States. Because you need to remember this one thing: your interaction is very close. It's like one to one.
Right.
Sometimes it's like you are talking to a staff, basically, if you think about it.
True.
So you
That's
need to
right.
remember that your words definitely have a lot more impact compared to, let's say, for example, I think Greater, you know what I mean? Like, for example, you talk to maybe like some K-pop star
Yeah,
who like has like,
I think
like hundreds of thousands of fans, and then like one person says something offensive, you're like, whatever.
one isn't one is just like minuscule
Yeah, it's a minuscule
cent lah.
number compared to whereas in J-pop where you are in a, I don't know, okay, this goes sound a bit technical, but you're they remember that they are in a very competitive environment, but they're still human.
Right.
So you need to know when to draw the line of especially what you're saying.
Right. So do you all agree that actually having a closer interaction with your in Chica perspective, right, is actually you can get to talk to your Oshi closer than any mainstream or any other countries, right? Do
I
you feel
think
that closer interaction actually this is the thing that people should worry about, like, because we can talk very personal, close enough, and so on, and then you might really cross the line and so on.
yeah, I mean sometimes you don't you when you're speaking then you like kind of like you're having your kind of ongoing mood. Then you just like you realize, oh wait, I'm actually going off track. Then
Okay.
once you go off track already, then you're like, oh wait, whatever I'm saying is kind of offending her. Then that's when you click. Then you, oh shit, I shouldn't be saying such like nonsensical.
So usually, if you
stuff
say
lah.
something wrong already, how do you save that?
How do I say for me lah? When I say something wrong, I'm like, oh, I apologize,
Okay.
But I think because we are all gaijins lah, so sometimes they are, or rather our culture is different from theirs, So in any case that you are like say like drinking lah, if or like passing, in our culture, passing chopstick to chopstick is okay, but in their culture is considered rude. So I didn't know that until one of the Offkai happened. Then one of my friend told me that it was actually like offensive in Japanese, because if passing chopstick to chopstick, if anyone don't know, is like passing like after you cremate a body, then you passing the bones. Like cremating bones. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So but in Singapore it's more of like what I pass you food, then you take lah, kind of situation. But in Japan, it's always considered rude, or like because in Singapore you like to tap the top of your cup when drinking, then ask the person to tar the whole thing, like so in any case, according to another friend of ours, he said the Japanese don't like someone to hit the top of their cup, because if they are lower than them or like equal, so
Superiority thing.
yeah, it's kind of a like hierarchy thing. So
Correct.
but in Singapore wise, it's like, oh, I don't give shit because this is Wota Walampa lah. Then drink up lah. Yeah, so I'm basic. I heard back to the context of Ofukai, the one in Thailand. So we were able to drink. Okay, so drinking is, so there is two different types. There is the soft drink and the alcohol. So for alcohol, it was a tower. 3-liter tower of it was constant towers of Chang beer. So me and my friend got really, really drunk. Then, or rather, I got really drunk because I was speeding through all the cups. So gotta show them, the Singapore culture and all that stuff. So I was kind of like quote unquote showing off. Like, hey, come on, ta lah, don't scared lah, hey. Beer only what? Then we tata lah. Then that's why I bring out the whiskey that that was hidden in my bag. Then I just pour whiskey with beer or some stuff like that. Get more high lah, get more drunk. Then I knocked the top of the glass. Then I caught a sight of reaction that they were unsatisfied, or rather they were like they had a sudden shock on their face.
The idols or the fans?
For fans, for the Japanese side.
Okay,
the idol side, I did.
So you
not
know
as
why?
well.
why they were shocked, right? Is because
I didn't know why they were shocked because, like I said, I didn't know that it was apparently a difference of culture.
so
until-
generally, right, Japanese like to drink, right? But they
Yeah.
don't drink until like you.
Yes,
Don't play the game,
the
baby.
like what I've always told people, Japanese
Yeah.
they drink to get drunk. Singapore we drink to die.
No, wait. Japanese.
Hey, time out.
No. Wait. Wrong, huh? Japanese drink, they usually just drink just to
For fun.
drink.
Yeah, just to
Okay?
drink, okay.
Okay? They don't drink
Uh,
until drunk. This part
No, they drink to drink until they drunk, okay?
no.
Singapore
Okay.
is drink until they die. Until
Right.
they pass out
So-
the next day.
So they were shocked because they don't drink
As
as
much
much
as-
as you do. Yeah.
And the knocking of glass also took them by culture shock, yes?
Okay, this one, I mean, understandable. But
This
they,
one-
but then in overseas, they shouldn't actually too particular about this because I mean,
it's culture lah. I
Okay,
mean,
wait, but
come on,
let
you're all
me
humans.
just say this also. The knocking the glass on top thing, right? To down the whole thing, right? That one is really only a Singaporean thing, as far as I'm concerned.
mm,
And I think Malaysia, like Malaysian Chinese as well. Because beyond that, right, I have never seen anyone do that outside of Malaysia and Singapore. When it comes to drinking, especially.
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But yeah, other than that,
yeah, because I had a white friend of mine who asked me like, why are you hitting like
muscles
like
on
on
top.
top
of each other.
on top? Because like to them it's quite unsanitary. Because the one rule especially is never touch the rim of a glass, especially if it's not your glass.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
to them,
yeah.
they is like, what are you doing? That's disgusting. But to us, it's
Right.
like, oh, we're daring you to drink the whole thing. So buckle, you're gonna drink.
Right.
How about Lampa?
Yeah, basically, Wota Bolapa. So it's those kind of things that I think in general you need to explain to people because this is really only something that Singaporeans do and
Yes.
Malaysian
Yeah,
Chinese do only.
which is why I told them this is what Singaporean does. Then
Yeah.
they say, their culture shock also come out. But I'm never going to do any research whereby if it's offending their culture. But honestly,
So-
I was drunk already, so I don't really
So
care.
for people who going to attend Offkai and is going to drink,
Oh,
just take note that okay, in overseas maybe you are being forgiven. Okay, but in Japan Offkai, please don't do. Please
Yes,
don't
that-
do
that
all this.
I-
Yeah. If you are in Tokyo, especially if you are in any
Okay.
off-kai that has Japan and there's a bar rated,
Yes.
please, you might be. Just remember, you might be the only gaijin there also. You might be the only foreigner there.
Right.
So if you do that, you might leave a very sour taste in not just the fans' mouth, but also the staff mouth also.
Yes. But in overseas, the ratio of Japanese and overseas people, that is
It's very skewed. So you don't need to worry so much.
yeah.
Back in Okinawa, Offkai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then the Offkai one. So basically, some of them know of my drinking habits lah. Then I was basically forcing like the table with me, right, to
Mhm.
chuck every single beer that I clean glass with. So they were technically blaming me for getting them drunk, which it's not my fault that you're weak.
No, as I say, they don't drink because to get drunk, as you said.
They are
right?
too busy
Okay.
drinking their lemon sour.
Come back to Offkai. So the difference between Japan and overseas Offkai, I think, basically it should be around the same, but maybe the difference is because it's a different audience, right? Target audience. So maybe in Japan Offkai, it might be very different in terms of because the other fans there has been always been with their idol for. I mean, they see them basically every single day, almost every single day,
Yes, I agree.
right? So the chatting and so on become like
More of a
don't know,
catch up.
maybe it's more like a catch up, right? It's more like
How's
to
your
say,
day?
it-
How's your day
very
rather than
awkward.
how's your
yeah,
how's the
even
time?
very awkward already, right? Because it's like every day we talk already, so yeah. But in terms of overseas, it's because there might be new faces, right? And some people might just join. They haven't been to something like this before, so maybe the idol also kept some kind of image when they are on stage. and Tokuten that time, they still continue to keep that kind of image in oversea Offkai. Do you agree on this part?
Mm.
Right? They will still maintain some kind of like the work mode.
Image.
Yeah. But when come to Japan Offkai, maybe they off mode in Offkai is because this group of Wota that every day come and see me, I already know them very, very well already, right? So
Mm.
they won't tend to show the work mode already. So that is my how to say observance that this is the difference between a Japan Offkai and a oversea Offkai. And the difference between the Japan and oversea Offkai is actually Japan Offkai, some of the Offkai has certain requirement in order to take part.
Yes.
Are you aware of this, right? So
Very.
there
Requirements
is
such as
Okay, I think I
for
can
the
say this one.
okay, for the Okinawa one, right? Is there any requirement or you just pay you can go?
pay and go.
So
Mm.
that one is just pay and go, okay?
Yeah.
Eiffel, how about it?
So
What that you know about this?
So for Offkai, in Japan Offkai there are three types. The pay one,
Uh,
which we know, but usually that one's not in Tokyo for the most part. It's usually outside of Tokyo. So
Oh,
usually it's
wait, I
Taiwan.
think I remember. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
you know what I mean. So the two key ones is Kuji. So
Mhm.
usually when they do like special line, they always usually have a Offkai in the Kuji. So it's usually like
Yep.
limited to maybe 30 or 40 people,
Mhm.
and it's you just keep whacking the Kuji until you get it. And that one,
Yep.
there's no there's no minimum or maximum. It's just you see how lucky you are already, how down out of your luck that you even 4D cannot help you for this one.
No,
Yes.
I think got limited. I mean, because back in my first September trip to Japan, they had a bowling
Yeah,
offkai in the
yeah.
Koji. Then they
So
never
not
said
everyone
like
can take part.
everyone could take part. It's
Mm,
just you need to get the Koji ticket.
yeah,
Okay. So
So
what's the
yeah,
requirement of getting the
you just have to be lucky,
yeah.
which
It's really
is
like so. That's
okay.
why I say there's no minimum or
yeah.
maximum amount of money you spend. It's really how much
It's,
Yep.
whether the god is on your side or not.
no,
Basically,
you
Yes.
can technically speaking spend all your money on all the Koji. Then you'll be an ass to everyone.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
You can be an ass
So
to
are you
everyone.
aware there are people who do that?
yes,
For me, no lah, because
No. Okay.
my group is small, so everyone is kind of like bonded together. So
Okay.
whoever needs the ticket more will pass the ticket to the person lah.
Mhm.
So and I say I go there, then I got the so back in September, last year September, I got the Koji ticket to go Offkai, but because it wasn't within my time in Japan, so I kind of like suck up. So I couldn't go in a sense because I wasn't in Japan anymore. So I
Mhm.
just traded with like two of my because Offkai ticket, come on, is very valuable. But I think it has no use to me. Then
Yes.
at that
Yes.
point of time, I just started off like as a new fan. So I just
Right.
asked one of the guy who helped me all the way I think from May to like let's say like he was helping me all the way lah. So I was just might as well I give it to him or then he was happy lah. Then he just traded with me with some of the other tickets like past goods lah, uh,
Mm.
three shots uh, photo ticket all that stuff.
As a trade, right?
Yeah, as a trade off.
So talking about this Okai ticket, so what I aware, another kind of requirement of certain idol group of Kais, right, is that they actually need to buy a lot of CDs for release event,
yeah,
and every CD, I think they will give maybe certain number of CD, they will give one ticket, something like that. So they will need to gather this ticket. So the more you collect, the more better reward you will get. And
it's basically the point card system, right?
correct. So in terms of reward means that they give different type of Kai and all the different of Kai got different requirement. So
Mm,
what I know is one of them is like something like a bus tour kind of thing. So the bus tour one needs more ticket, definitely.
mm.
So bus tour one is actually you will go with your either. I think it's something like Greadon mentioned the grape thing, right?
Mm.
Like
Yeah, but
Ofukai.
correct. But bus tour is actually usually go to places of attraction, and then all the fans and either will be, exploring the place and so on. That is the so-called bus tour kind of Offkai.
Mm.
Yeah, and really need a lot more ticket for that. I think got more one-to-one one also. So the one-to-one, I'm not sure whether the bus tour one is a more higher requirement or the one-to-one is actually the more higher requirement. I forgot. But I think one-to-one actually is the more higher requirement, if I'm not wrong. Because one-to-one, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so the one-to-one one, what I wear was some of them is like being in an environment where you get to have an interview session, one-to-one.
Interview session with your Oshi
Oh,
lah.
shit, yes, correct. Or in the room setting. That means they book one room and then in a room setting and then
Oh,
you get to be
okay.
one-to-one with your Oshi. But
You
I
can
can
talk to
tell
your,
you the one-to-one is not a true one-to-one because obviously the staff will be
your
monitoring,
staff
right?
is there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was one of the few of Kai that's different also. Yeah,
That's kind of special. Like,
correct.
Mm.
So
it's
in
kind of,
Japan, there are so many different like the bowling one you talk about also is one of it.
yeah.
That one is very common also. So there are a lot more different type of Kai in Japan. Obviously,
Yep.
food one also they have, right?
Yeah. Like I think my group especially,
Yeah.
even though I didn't go to Offkai yet, but
Mhm.
the variation is quite crazy because it goes from like to bowling alley to talk show to village tour,
Talk show
maid
is what?
cafe. Like so basically it's like it's like okay, I won't recall a talk show. It's more like like those shows where you go to a bar, then you all gather around, have some drinks and all, and then either
Okay,
having
okay,
like
okay,
Q&A
okay.
that kind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Then they have like like village tour, bowling alley. Yeah,
Right,
like
right.
in my head I was like, oh my god, when is this gonna end? But
Yeah,
okay,
right.
but thankfully for the group that I Oshi is that even though yes for the album release there it is by how many albums you buy, there is thankfully a maximum cutoff point
Okay, so
of how
there's
much you need to
a
buy
max
until
there's a max limit of ticket you can get, something like that.
yeah, of how much you need to buy until then you can get it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like you need to like like oh my god I need to buy maybe until like a ridiculous amount. No, it's a big amount, but if you're planning to go that far, you definitely can stomach it. I'll just say.
Yeah, not wrong.
Right.
Because it's not like okay, I know this is a bit a weird thing to say, but if you come, I'll just say this for anyone who has come from K-pop. If you come from K-pop and you see how much it costs to get the Offkai, right? You you may or may not get very pissed off
Yes.
because compared to how much you have to spend at K-pop, which I think greater, you know what I mean also.
Yes, sir.
How much you have
Right.
to spend at K-pop versus how much you spend for the Offkais in Chica.
Yeah.
You're gonna be quite livid.
Yeah. So this is the difference between overseas and Japan, okay. So Japan
Yeah.
got a lot more variation, but there's a lot of requirement as well. And if
Yeah.
you are a foreigner, I would
It's hard
say
you even.
it will be very hard for you to attend a Japan one also because not only there's a requirement, but sometimes the date is not to your
Yes,
advantage.
Or
It's not to your favor also because sometimes like you attend a certain release event, you buy a lot of CD
just to
because you want
realize
to.
that you cannot make it.
yeah.
Yes, correct.
I think the one thing we need to say is that for release events in general,
Yeah.
most of the offkais that are set for release events,
Mm.
they will PM you directly the details. That's one. And the
Okay,
other thing,
some are actually open.
some will
Some groups are
open,
open.
but
Yeah, but
most will just PM you the
correct.
details
But
from offer.
the date is still very far apart. Unless
Yeah.
you got that enough money to go within a short period of time, right?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
or you
To
are on a trip for a whole month and then you can make
yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
sometimes that's not really possible.
Yeah.
Unless some people
Who
can
is so
do it.
lucky, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
To just give people who want to go like this release event off kais, right? The
Yeah.
general time frame of the gap between the release and off kai itself is usually tend to be 2 to 3 months apart.
Yes.
So just keep that
I
in
mean,
mind.
I know some is like 1 month or so, but 1 month is also difficult because
Very difficult in general.
unless you really go that long, but not
Yeah.
definitely not a lot of people will go that long also. So yeah,
Just keep in mind that it's usually 2 to 3 months apart mainly is because of the schedule and also because of the way they have to plan it out.
correct.
Because even though like Japan's a lot more flexible than compared to, let's say, planning an event in Singapore, I think all of us here know how
Yes.
how tedious it can be. Japan's a lot easier to plan, but because of the way, you must remember that Chica Idol tends to schedule their stuff, especially for example because when they have live shows, they really have live shows for the whole month, like even maybe the whole 2 months even.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it's like, for example, like maybe like for example the period we're at now where every day, every week there's a show.
Right.
So for them to slot in a Offkai at this season is almost, I think they're very few and far between. Let's be very honest right now.
Yes.
So usually they have to space it out. So
Correct.
one is to give the idol and the staff briefing room, and also to give the schedule briefing room, mainly the schedule briefing room.
Yes. So, but there wouldn't be a problem for the Japanese, definitely.
Yeah,
But,
it's not a problem for Japanese,
yeah,
but it's a thing that
correct.
as a foreigner fan you need to really keep in mind of.
Right.
I
So-
will never think it's a problem for Japanese.
It
Yeah,
never was,
it will
let's be
never be.
honest.
Yeah, it will never be a
Correct.
issue for them.
Yeah.
It's just it's their backyard.
Yeah, the only time there will be an issue really for Japanese, and most of the time it's equal playing field at that point, right? It's only when it's overseas.
Yeah. Not their area.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, so now we are coming to the end. We have covered about Offkai because people want to know what's Offkai. So now we actually talk about our experience already, and we also trying to tell people that the difference between what are the Offkais in Japan and what are the Offkais in overseas. So since our channel is more towards overseas people, if you have a group that you can see in overseas, I suggest that you better take part in that Offkai because it's very different from Japan for sure. Okay, because in other words, they also need to cater to you because they know you're a foreigner, right? Compared if you go into Offkai in Japan, the social part might be more difficult.
Unless you are friends with all their groups,
which means
right?
that you must be very open to social with the Japanese also, but some people are not lah. Correct.
Yeah, that I agree.
Right. And sometimes Japanese also don't dare to approach you as well because they scared they don't know how to talk to you. It's almost that case more than you don't approach the Japanese. I would say that it's definitely the Japanese won't want to approach you because they scared they don't know how to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, it's less of they don't like you. It's more of like they just don't know how to start a conversation.
Correct. It's
Let's
not
make this very
that
clear.
correct. So we need to make it very clear. It's not because they don't like you or they don't want to talk to you. It's because they really don't know how to talk to you because first of all, they don't know whether you know how to speak Japanese or not.
Yeah.
Right. And some more they don't know English themselves.
Or rather, the English level is very, very poor.
Right.
It's very poor. Like people who think that they can speak well, no, you'll be quite surprised, really.
Yes, correct. So for people who knows a bit of Japanese and is still open to talking out to the Japanese fans, right? I would say you can try.
It's worth a shot.
Worth a shot. And if they know that you at least know a bit, right, they will definitely open to talk to you also. Yeah. So just don't think on that part where they actually don't like you or they scared of you or what. But it's because they really don't want to trouble you that
Or
they
make
don't
it
want to talk
awkward.
to you. Correct. Yeah. So I would say if you are going to an overseas Offkai, right? Because some Japanese willing to travel overseas just to see their idols also. Okay. They will follow their idol to the country and to see them there. To support them there also, right?
Yeah.
I would say better make friends with those Japanese who willing to travel to overseas. Because they are the one that is more open-minded. They are the one that actually willing to talk to you also. So this is actually an advice and not advice. This is actually how to say a tip to all the overseas fans listening in right now.
A hint.
Yeah, if you are attending an overseas Offkai, please talk to the Japanese who come to your country or who come to whatever country that the idol is going to perform in. talk to them because they are the more open people. They are the one that willing to talk to you. Because actually, right, the reason why there isn't a lot of Japanese willing to fly over to other countries just to see their idols, right? It's not because they think that in Japan I can see. It's not because of that. It's because they don't want to be so troublesome to travel to other country,
Mm.
and because they have problem talking in other countries also, right? Because they don't know English or this, right? So they don't want to
Yeah.
travel themselves. So they don't want to travel to other country.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why they don't go.
I'll actually explain this. It's a very easy way. I think I'll just simplify what you say. It's simply
Yeah.
put, right? It's the America problem. Where one thing you also must remember is that because of how big their domestic market is in Japan, right?
Yeah.
They don't really also see the need to travel out. Even if let's say
Yes.
the ocean go overseas.
Yes.
So most of them actually they feel like they just go overseas, doesn't matter. It's the same thing like with America example. Like for example, in America, an American will travel for example, like he's ready to go from maybe like New York to maybe Utah, like how a Japanese is willing to go from Tokyo to Nagoya. But they're not willing to travel outside of
Yeah.
Tokyo to like maybe like Hong Kong or something.
But I would just say that not a lot is that, but mostly it's because they just think that going over to other country, right?
It's a
It's very
hassle.
troublesome. Yeah, correct. Because they need to speak in other language to communicate, but actually not true. Because we know those Japanese are willing to travel overseas, right? They can still go other country and enjoy themselves, even they don't know the language or what, right? So that isn't really a problem at all. But some
Mhm.
people just don't want to try it. That's I could say. So for people like us, foreign fans, right? If you happen to attend any overseas Offkai, please, try to make friends with the Japanese who fly over to see the idols. Those are really the nicer. I'm not trying to say they are the nicer group. They are the nice people who are more open to talk to you. So yeah, that is one. So anything else Eiffel,
Nah, I
Greadon?
got nothing.
I think I'll just add one more thing just to tell all the foreign
Yeah.
fans for example, right? Honestly speaking, when you go for example Chica, either whether you go Tokyo Tenkai or you go Offkai, right?
Mm.
You really do not need to be very self-conscious of others around you. Because to
Yes.
be very, very honest, right? Be it Japanese fans or Gaijin fans, especially for Chica either, no one cares what you're doing, to be honest.
Yeah.
You
It's
are your own person. So please
correct.
you don't need to be self-conscious or anything like, oh, why is this person gonna judge me? My brother in Christ, he's probably not gonna care because let's be very honest, he's probably worrying what he has to say to his own Oshi also.
Yeah. So anyone who's listening, you got
Yeah.
all your advice. And most importantly, enjoy yourself. Okay?
Yeah, and have a great time. Key
Have a
thing,
great
have
time.
a great time.
That's right. So we are still trying to be open to anyone who wants to listen what we want to talk on this podcast. So if we have a X account, when we ask the question, you can feel free and tell us what you want to hear. We will talk about it. So we will end it right here. Okay. Thanks, Eiffel and Graydon, for today's podcast. We will see you guys again next time. Thank you.